The cats come preserved from the biological supply company. Once you receive your cat, you will open the bag, take the cat out of the bag, and then rinse it under cool water to get as much of that old preservative off as possible. Before we can actually start our dissection, we will need to do a little bit of prep work. The two main concerns at this point are what we call the boots, which are portions of the skin that have been folded back. Now, there is fat within this skin, and if we leave these on, it will start to smell by the end of the semester. The second area is the tail. The tail is too small and too bony to actually be wrapped to a point where it will not start smelling during the semester. So we will need to crop the cat's tail, cut it off completely, and eliminate it. When it comes time to cut the boots off, you want to go ahead and grab your number 22 blade scalpel. We are going to make a cut right along the length of that boot, all the way down to the end. Just a slight amount of pressure, use the tip, and drag the scalpel down. Should get you all the way through the boot. Once you have that cut completed, take your scalpel and start cutting around the boot to remove that skin. It is not necessary for you to remove all of the skin on the paw. Some skin should remain, that's fine. As long as it's not exposed to the outside world, everything should be fine. And there you have it, one cat boot, which can be discarded. Now we're going to go ahead and do that on the other three. There's our second boot.
Okay.
Practical exam numbers. And there we go. We've now removed the cat's boots. The second item before we start our dissection is the cropping of the tail. And again, you can see how bony that tail is. The tissue will dry out very quickly, it will poke through the wrapping, so we just need to remove it. In order to do this, we are going to use a set of bone nippers. Now, these nippers are relatively sharp. Definitely want to keep your fingers away from the open ends. And the majority of the force that you're going to be able to generate with these is going to come at the tip. Now, don't try to take the cat's tail off in one big bite. Use smaller nips to go ahead and remove the tail. So once you flip the cat over, take your bone nippers, lift the tail gently, and then as close to the cat's trunk as possible, start to clip. And this is going to take a few clips across in order to be able to do this. We don't want to do it all at once. And sometimes you run into some very tough cattails, so 2 hands may be necessary. And once you get it through there, you can go back and cut again. There we go. Cut again. Cut again. Now, bone nippers don't work very well on soft tissue. So if you end up with a little bit of soft tissue left holding the cat's tail on, grab your scalpel and go ahead and cut. And there we go. Cat's tail has now been removed, and we can continue on with our dissection.